Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. French President Emmanuel Macron is paying his first official visit to Poland. The French leader met President Andrzej Duda and Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki. The Polish-French political dialogue is not easy. President Macron said that Poland and France are closer than one might think, but at the same time, in a statement after talks with President Duda, he expressed concern over changes to the Polish justice system.
The first official visit of the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, to Poland began with a meeting with President Andrzej Duda. Before the press conference of both presidents, the ministers of foreign affairs of Poland and France signed a program of cooperation and strategic partnership, and the ministers of digitization signed a declaration of intention to strengthen cooperation in the field of cybersecurity. President Andrzej Duda emphasized that the declaration they signed regulates cooperation in many areas: military, political, economic. The talks focused, among others, on NATO and the Weimar Triangle. During a joint press conference, the President of Poland noted that the visit takes place on the first business day in the European Union after Brexit. The role of France in the European Union no doubt increases greatly after Brexit. That is why I am happy to welcome the French President to Poland today. He has taken his first steps to visit us and he has signed this extremely important declaration. By doing this, he has given a signal of his deep interest with our part of European Union, its affairs, and by the same token, an interest in how the EU will develop here and what the new shape the EU will take.
Swojego głębokiego zainteresowania naszą częścią Unii Europejskiej.
The French president said that he was convinced that under Polish-French cooperation even more could be done in the fields of energy, cybersecurity and industrial cooperation. He emphasized that France is the fourth largest foreign investor in Poland. Macron also spoke about the need to respect common European values, expressing concern about the changes in the Polish judicial system. During the talks with President Andrzej Duda, I have expressed, in the spirit of full openness, which we owe to each other as European partners, concern connected with the continuing changes in the judicial system. I would like to see an increased dialogue with the European Commission in the coming weeks. I know that in Poland, as your history shows, the values of freedom and justice are deeply rooted. Poland is a deeply European country, and Poles are one of the most pro-European nations on the continent. The French president also met the head of government, Mateusz Morawiecki. During the talks, the two politicians raised issues related to the new European Union budget for 2021-2027, climate policy and enlargement of the European Union. Tonight, the French president will meet the French community in Warsaw, and tomorrow he will be in Krakow, where he will give a lecture at the Jagiellonian University on Polish-French relations and his vision for the European Union.
This afternoon, President Macron met the Speaker of the Sejm, Elżbieta Witek, and the Speaker of the Senate, Tomasz Grodzki. With more on the meetings of the French President in the Parliament, here's Alexandra Zajicka.
Following the meeting with Polish President Andrzej Duda and Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki, the French head of state came to the Polish Parliament, where he met the Speaker of the Sejm, Elżbieta Witek, and Speaker of the Senate, Tomasz Grodzki. The latter said a few days ago that he intends to ask President Macron to give Poland another chance in regard to the rule of law and the recent judicial reform undertaken by the Law and Justice government. Members of the opposition have no doubts that it's the judicial reform, which should be the most important subject of the meeting between Speaker Grodzki and the French President.
Nieco inaczej jest w przypadku spotkania z marszałkiem Senatu.
Dobrze, że marszałek Senatu spotyka się.
It's good that the Speaker of the Senate is meeting the French President. It means that we still have a chance to make the best of Macron's visit and talk about the most pressing issues. We finally have a chance to have a real dialogue with the French.
Boryka, ale przede wszystkim mamy szansę prowadzić wreszcie realny dialog z Francuzami.
Marszałek Grodzki wtedy nie zajmował się polityką, chyba nawet na pewno.
I remember when another French president, Jacques Chirac, said in anger that Poland hasn't taken his chance. That's what he said, a chance to be quiet. Today we hear of another chance, and I don't understand this position that Speaker Grodzki will humbly ask for another chance. Speaker Grodzki should know that the French are very pragmatic in politics and they only respect strength, not this or that form of whining.
Prosić, żeby dać szansę. Co za język? Jakiś język podległości.
Po spotkaniach z marszałek Sejmu i z marszałkiem Senatu.
The French president did not give a press conference following the meetings in the Polish parliament.
Decyzja francuskiej strony.
30 Poles who had been evacuated from Wuhan, the city of the outbreak of the coronavirus, are now under quarantine. The Minister of Health, Łukasz Szumowski, has given assurances that the virus has not reached Poland and that there have been no confirmed cases so far.
The people who had been evacuated from Wuhan are currently under quarantine in a separate building of one of the Wrocław hospitals. They all have been examined. The test samples were sent to the National Institute of Public Health's National Institute of Hygiene. In the laboratory, we will check for the potential presence of the virus. We will get the results in 1 or 2 days. Has there been any confirmed case of coronavirus in Poland? No, there has been no confirmed case, but we're prepared for that possibility.
It may only be 3 days since Brexit became a reality, but the United Kingdom and the European Union have already set out their priorities for the forthcoming negotiations over their future relationship. Given the opening positions of both parties, reaching a compromise will not be easy.
There is no need for a free trade agreement to involve accepting EU rules on competition policies, subsidies, social protection, the environment, or anything similar, any more than the EU should be obliged to accept UK. The reason I stress this need for full legal autonomy, the reason we do not seek membership or part membership of the customs union or alignment of any kind, is at least partly that I want this country to be an independent actor and catalyst.
Our draft mandate also makes clear that this exceptional offer is conditional on at least 2 things. First, we need to make sure competition is and remains open and fair. We have already agreed with Prime Minister Johnson that our future partnership will prevent, and I quote, unfair competitive advantages.
The Yad Vashem Memorial Museum has now apologised for presenting content that distorted historical truth during the World Holocaust Forum that took place last month there in Jerusalem. In a letter which is to be published in the Israeli press on Tuesday, Yad Vashem said that the information presented at the event attended by many world leaders contained a partial presentation of historical facts. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.